Hey guys, what is going on? It is MiniTuff. Welcome to the ultimate tutorial on how to make a Minecraft server. Now I'm going to right off the bat say this. I will not help you in the comments if you do not watch this entire video, because I can almost guarantee you that like 90% of the problems and answers are in the server folder. So if you check this out, okay, I'm going to show you how to do everything. So this is going to be a long video, okay? You're going to have to sit through it, but it's going to be okay, because I would rather have you guys leave with too much information but still get your server up, rather than having not enough information and you can't do it at all. So that's what I'm doing. I'm giving you guys the ultimate tutorial, but it's going to be a long one, so you're going to have to sit back and relax, and let's get right into this. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is download my pre-made folder. Now what this is it's a server that's already basically done for you. It has already everything in except for a few things that you need to do yourself. So go ahead and download that, and you're also going to download Port Map. Okay, I have the links in the description for everything. Okay, so here you go. Here is the application Port Map. So go ahead and download that. They're both fine. You're just going to need to do it. There are no viruses in any of these, I promise you. I would never do that to you. So here we go. This is my pre-made folder, and I've got Port Map right here. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is go ahead and unzip it. So it should look like this when you open it up. Now one more thing. So this will work on any new version. Now what I mean by that is the process is the same. Now when a new version comes out, if you look in the read this first, this has all your questions and answers right here. It took me like an hour to make or something. It says how to update, right here. This video will show you how to update your server, or you can wait for me to update the pre-made folder. I usually do that the same day the server comes out. As of now, Minecraft 1.3.1 has come out the same day, and I am working on a video already. So you guys can just be patient, and I will update the server. So this is what it'll look like, okay? This is what you download. But I would totally recommend reading this first, because there are all your questions and answers right in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up Port Map. Okay, so we got it right here. So go ahead and open it up, and there's going to be a lot of things that I blur out, okay? Because it shows my IP address away, and I don't want to show you guys any of that, because you can be tracked through your IP address. So you do not want to be giving this out to people. Okay, so it should look like this. And if you get an error message, router incompatible, right up here. Right now it's blurred out because it's my IP address. But if it says router incompatible, then you need to just hold out, because I'm going to show you also in this video how to do it without the Port Map application. So just wait out, and maybe I'll have a little annotation on screen so you can skip ahead to that part of the video, or I'll have it in the description where it's a little clickable link time thing. So just wait on for that, and right now I'm going to show you if it doesn't say router incompatible, you are pretty much golden at this point. So what you're going to do is make sure it's active, so turn it on, and then you're going to hit the plus button, okay? So then you're going to enter the port 25565, so 25565. That is the port Minecraft runs off of. So go ahead and enter 25565, leave this the same, and go ahead and enter UDP. So you should have both of these checked at this point. Then you want to enter the description for Minecraft, so you always know what this is. And that's it. Leave the reference string the same, okay? Then press add mapping. And now make sure it's active. This is something that a lot of you guys are probably going to get confused on. So you have to have Port Map open and active when you want to run your server. So if you turn it off and you try to connect to your server, it's not going to work. You have to have both of them on, or else your server is not going to be up and running. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there because I don't want to mess around with blurring everything. And next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to start up the server. Okay, so just go ahead and open it up and go into the server. And you should see start.command, server.properties, and Minecraft server.jar. So we're going to go ahead and look at the start.command for a second. So I'm just going to press space, and you should be able to see what's inside. So right here, this says 1 gigabyte and 1 gigabyte. So this says it's going to run off of 1 gigabyte of RAM. So you need to check how much RAM is in your computer before you go ahead and run this, because if you have 1 gigabyte of RAM in your computer, that is not going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and look and click the Apple logo about this Mac, and it should tell you how much RAM you have in your computer, or its memory. I have 8 gigabytes, so I could easily run this on like 6 gigabytes of RAM. although I wouldn't recommend doing that much because you don't need it. 1 to 4 gigabytes is completely fine. So if you have 2 gigabytes of RAM in your computer, you're still okay with 1 gig. But if you have 1 gigabyte of RAM in your computer, go ahead and look into the read this first, and it will tell you how to do it. Basically, what you need to do is open this with TextEdit. So open with TextEdit. And if you don't see TextEdit, you can just search for it in the little field thing there. And you're just going to change this to 512M. Not 512 gigabytes, but 512 megabytes. That's only if you have less than 1 gigabyte on your computer. So normally, if you have a newer computer within the past 2 years, maybe, you will be fine. So go ahead and we're going to look into the server.properties. So you're going to open with TextEdit. And if you don't see TextEdit here, you're going to press Other. And you should be able to scroll down and you should find it. And then just choose Always Open With because, sorry, you're going to be always opening this with TextEdit. So go ahead and open it. Okay. And you should see a bunch of mumbo jumbo that looks pretty scary. So go ahead and I'm just going to zoom in on this, and you're going to want to see a few things in here. So allow nether is pretty straightforward. World name or level name, leave this the same, because when you go ahead and click on the start.command, it's going to generate a bunch of folders. So you want to keep this in the folder. So you don't want it spilling out on your desktop, which that might not make sense to you now, but it will soon. So here we go. Enable query. I have no idea what that means. Allow flight. Now, if you enable this, when you enable something, it's true or false. So that doesn't mean it's going to allow you to instantly fly. You're going to have to get a plugin. At least that's what it was on 1.2.5. I don't know if they've changed anything because there's been no details released on the server part of things. And server IP, you need to leave this blank. Now, in my previous videos, it was put your Hamachi IP there, but I don't want a Hamachi anymore and nobody likes it. So what this means, if it's blank, it's going to run off of any server port that is coming out of your computer. So just picture your computer like a little beacon, and whichever one is reaching out of your computer, it's going to use. In this case, it's this one up here. Okay? And here's PvP. If you want to enable PvP, you just change that to true. Here's your difficulty. I show in the read this first how to change the difficulty in game mode, and that should be good. And you can change the message of the day when you join it and what it says when you're about to join. So I'll just change this to Minitough test server and go ahead and save it. And there's the max players. It's pretty straightforward here. Texture pack, and you can change hardcore. I don't know what snooper enabled is, and spawn animals, blah. Everybody knows all that stuff. So now what you're going to need to do is give permission to the start.command to access the server.properties. Okay? So what you're going to need to do is open up your terminal application. So you can search it up here. So terminal. And if you can't find it there, it should be in your applications. Scroll down till you find utilities, and it should be right here. So if you don't have terminal on your computer, I can't go any further with you. I'm sorry. You might have to find another terminal application, but I don't know of any. So please don't delete your utilities. I don't know why would you do that. So okay, it opened up my second display over here, and here we go. So at this point, you're going to need either your computer password, or you're going to need to be signed in as an admin on your computer. So what you're going to need to do is type this in. I'm going to zoom in on this so it's okay. You should be able to see it. chmod space a plus, not equals, plus x space. Okay? chmod space a plus x space. So you want a space at the end. You see that space? See that? Then what you're going to do is drag the start.command, so this should be in the server folder, and just drag it straight into terminal. And it should put in this stuff, and then leave it the same, and then just press enter. Now what that does is it says, okay, start.command, you now have permission to go bloop and turn on the Minecraft server. If you do it without entering that code, then it will give you permission denied, access denied. It won't work. So you're going to need to either get your computer password, or you're going to need to sign in as an admin to do this. Okay, so then you can go ahead and close terminal, and you're good. Now you should be able to start up your server. That's pretty much it so far. So just test it out. Let's go ahead and start it up, and it should give you Loading server, loading properties, default game, generating key pair, and then right here, starting Minecraft server on blank. That means it's starting it on any IP address that is coming out of your computer. And then you should see failed to load whitelist, failed to load operators list, because it's generating all those, and then it should generate your spawn, okay? So that's pretty much it for there. And then you can type help if you want to know the commands here. And a question I get a lot is, how do I add commands? How do I add plugins? Well, I'm sorry though, you actually can't in this type of server. There is a bucket server which will allow you to add commands and plugins, but you can't just convert this into a bucket server. But I have a tutorial on making a bucket server, so it's actually really easy. So now you have your server started up, and if you get a error here, then there's a few things we can do. But right now I'm going to show you how to join your server, and we're going to go ahead and test it out. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Minecraft, and I will cut back to you guys when I'm at the main menu. Alright guys, I'm at the main multiplayer menu, and you should see a lot of blurred out stuff here. And so what you're going to want to do is type in direct connect, and then type in localhost. This will connect to anything that's being hosted by your computer. So technically you don't even need an IP address to join your own server, and just go ahead and join. And there we go. We are now in my server, and I apologize for the lag on my computer. It cannot handle all the awesomeness of Minecraft's serverness. So a question I get all the time is, can I break blocks? So you should be able to try it, and it's just going to regenerate. The answer is yes. Yes, you can, but not around the spawn. So let's just go ahead and move if my keyboard's being stupid. There you go. So we're just going to go ahead and move away from the spawn, and you should be able to break blocks now. Nope, not further enough. So you're just going to go ahead and move away from the spawn, and it should let you break blocks eventually. There you go. If you want to be able to break blocks everywhere you go, so, oh my gosh, my keyboard is being really stupid, guys. It's not my fault. So if you want to be able to break blocks everywhere and access commands like diop, op, you're going to need to make yourself an op, which is an admin. So we're going to go ahead and close out the server. Well, actually, we're going to keep it open. And we're going to open up terminal. This should be the same. You should see your terminal window opened in the background. So you want to leave this open as long as your server's open. And so we're going to type in op and then your Minecraft space, your Minecraft name. So Minitef. And it should say I am now OP'd. So now let's see if I can go back over here, and let's see if I can break blocks. Move it. Move it. There. So now I'm an OP. I have access to all the commands, and it's all good. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and we're going to check inside here. So here we go. It tells us that I lost connection by quitting. That's good. And right here it says, warning, can't keep up. Did the time change, or is the server overloaded? I get this question all the time. Does this mean anything? Is my server broken? No, it's fine. It just means you cannot upload, your server cannot upload to the internet and then retrieve it fast enough. Which means you may be experiencing a little bit of lag, but that's okay. That's as much as you can do. If you want to reduce lag even more, then you can try to add more RAM to the server.properties, or to the start.command. So once you do that, you should be okay. But don't worry about this too much. It should be fine. So now I'm going to show you how to stop your server. I have all of this in the read this first. So you need to read this if you aren't getting something in the video, because I'm going too fast. So what you're going to do is you're just going to type stop. That's it. So just start typing stop, press enter, and if you get a bunch of java.net errors, then you just type stop again and it should work. But for now it says process complete, log out, it worked. So then you can go ahead and close terminal and you're fine. So now I'm going to show you how to do it without port map. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off port map and close it down. Okay, so no more blurring. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do this without port map. There's nothing you need to change in here, so you're fine in here. Leave this alone. Here's your world folder, by the way, and if you want to get a new world, just drag this into the trash. If you want to import a world, you go to your Minecraft folder, grab the world, drag it in here, rename it to world. That's a lot to say, but that's how you do it. So what we're going to need to do now is we're going to need to open up our system preferences. Now this is where it gets a little bit trippy. So you're going to need to focus because this is kind of complicated. So go to network, and you should see your router IP address, okay? Your router IP address. Go ahead and copy that, okay? So copy that and paste it into Safari. So we're going to go ahead and paste it into the Safari like it's a web page. So Command V, press enter, and you should pop up with this. I'm going to go ahead and log in, but if you don't know your username and password, 99% of the time it's admin and admin or no password at all. So, but in my case I changed it. So just go ahead and log into yours. It's maybe a little bit scary to you, but you just need to be able to do it. So there is a page I will link in the description where it has all the router usernames and passwords. It's from portforwarding.com, and you're going to need to find it, and you find your router, and then it says the default username and password. But most of the time, it is admin and admin, or admin and then no password at all. If you haven't changed it, and then it should be admin and admin or something like that. If you have changed it, then you're going to need to ask the person who changed it, because I can't really help you with that. So now what you're going to need to do is go to Applications and Gaming tab, okay? And I've actually already done this. So this is basically what you need yours to look like. And also, one more thing. Your router, this whole layout might look different than yours because you're using a different router than me. I'm using a Cisco M10. But if you're using a different router, it's okay. You just need to find port forwarding or anything that looks like this. I promise you guys, your router probably has it. I had like a 7-year-old router and it still had it. So what you need to do is find this page. And again, that's why I'm saying port map is the way to go. If you can find port map and it works, then just ignore this. You don't need this. Okay? So then go ahead and type in Minecraft for the application name, and remember the port 25565, 25565, and the protocol is both. Remember, we checked both those in port map. And for the to IP address tab, go back to your server.properties or your system preferences. I'm losing it here. And you should see your IP address. This IP address is okay for you to get out. Anything that's 192.168 is fine. This is just your computer's IP address, I'm guess, not your external IP address. That is what you want to keep to yourself. So go ahead and put that in there. So 192.168.1.140. Make sure those are the same and make sure it's enabled, and go ahead and save the settings. Now that should be it. Loud chair. Ugh. So go ahead and save that and you should be fine. Now you can go ahead and try joining your server. Okay? So let me just go ahead and close this tab. Okay. So now that you have that, you should be fine and you should be able to join your server. So I'm going to try it again. Now this is without port map open. So remember, if I had port map open, it will work, but I haven't opened port map yet, so I'm going to go ahead and try it. Open it up. It's working, and it's already done because it doesn't need to generate anything. I'm going to meet you guys in my server. I'm going to join with localhost, and I'll show you if it works. Alright guys, I am in my server, and as you know, it looks the same as it did before. Nothing looks different. It's just the way of connecting has been changed. So for all you people that want to give out the server, because I'm betting that most of you do, because I would too. Why would you want a server and you can't join, by yourself? Then stay here. I got the solution. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the server. And there you go. Stop the server. So as you remember before, you have an external IP address. I'm telling you, but you don't want to give that away. So I can show you how to do this, but it's going to be a little bit more complicated than it needs to be. Because I care about your safety, okay? I care about you. So what I mean by that is you have an external IP address, okay? So let's just pretend it's the 192. It's not. That's fine to give away. But it'll be like 1.7.1.6, whatever it is. You don't want to be giving that away to random people, because all you have to do is Google IP address tracker, put that in, and they will have your exact location where your router is. Kind of scary, right? So I'm going to show you how to mask that to make it look like a website. So my IP address is like minitough.noip.org or something like that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's just going to be a clip from one of my previous videos because I had to do a lot of blurring out. So I'm just going to go ahead and play that clip and you should be fine, okay? We're going to go to another website I have in the description called noip.com. And this doesn't actually get rid of your IP, but what it does is it lets you use kind of a website to give out the IP. So my IP is like minitoughmc-noip.com. So it's a lot easier than giving out a bunch of numbers. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to click personal here, and then you're going to scroll down until you see no IP free, and then go ahead and sign up. I know I hate signing up too, but you're going to have to do it unless you just want to give out your IP to people and you don't care. But I do this because I don't want to be tracked. So go ahead and sign up. All right, I trust you can do this by yourself. And then I'm going to go ahead and sign in, and I will get right back to you guys. All right, guys, I am now signed in. I'm going to have to do a lot of blurring out stuff in this. My IP address is up here again. Oh, my goodness. So you should be directed to noip.com/members once you sign in. So I just signed in, so maybe you should sign out and sign back in. And now what you're going to need to do is go to Manage Hosts, okay? Go to Manage Hosts and click that. And now you should see nothing here. These are my IP addresses that I forwarded before. So what you're going to do is press Add a Host, and you're going to type in your host name. This can be whatever you want. So if you want this is a server at zapto.org. And you can join by that. Okay? Or you can click on here, and anything in the free domains, you can choose this to be your ending. So mine is noip.org, or it can be myfp.org, or whatever you want. I just choose noip.org because it makes it a lot simpler to find the website so other people can do it themselves. And then leave all this the same. Keep the host type on DNSA. Keep the IP address the same. Assigned to groups, don't worry about that. And then scroll down to here. It should say MX record mail options. Don't just ignore that, and then go ahead and press create host. Okay, so now you should have, this is a server at noip.org. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. Okay, so copy, and now I'm going to completely log out because I don't want anybody tracking my stuff anymore. All right, guys, you should be left with an IP address that looks like a website. Okay. So now all you have to do is you need to run PortMap. So you need to have PortMap open. I'm not going to open it because I don't want to blur stuff out anymore. It's really annoying. Just have PortMap open, make sure everything's open, then go ahead and start up your server, and you should be able to join. You should be able to join with the IP address that you were given. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Minecraft, and I'm going to show you how you do it. All right, guys, so then you just paste in the IP that you created. So this is now your IP. And then just go ahead and click Join Server. Okay. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of confusion on this, so I'm going to try to clarify. That is the IP you want to give out to people. You want to give out the IP address you created, whether it's iLikeMinecraft.ip. Whatever it is, that's the IP you want to give out to people. So what you just have to do to start up your server from now on is open up PortMap. If it worked, if it doesn't, if you got router incompatible, then you should have done the other method, and then you don't need PortMap at all. So then you just have whichever one of those open, start up the server, and you use that IP address to connect. You can also connect to your server by doing localhost. That will always work, but you want to make sure other people can join by using that IP address that you created. So if you have any questions about any of this, because I know that was a lot of confusing stuff between PortMap and not PortMap and making IPs, then I will ask me any questions you want. Make sure you've watched the entire video first, and then I'll add it to the Q&A, and then it'll be all good. So you guys should be able to understand. But please ask me if you've watched the whole video first, because I do answer a lot of questions in the video. And I know this video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to just keep going, continue with the video. Alright, so now you should be able to get your server up and running successfully. And now if it doesn't, I'm going to go over the read this first. A lot of things in here that you need to be careful of and you need to read. Okay? So if all else fails, you cannot get your server up and running at all. What you should do, before I go through all this, go into your server and start it up. Okay, just go ahead and start it up. I'm guessing you've done all the steps you needed so far, and you're going to go ahead and open up Safari. Okay, you want to go to this website in the description, okay? So it should have your external IP address, which in my case, blurred out. I'm not giving that away, and the port number. So then go ahead and enter 25565. So we're going to check if this port is open. If it's closed, nobody can join. Okay, so go ahead and press check. And it's open. That's good. If it's closed, that means you did something wrong in port forwarding and or your server is not running. See how mine is running? You need to do this when your server is running. So if it's open, then you're good. Just ignore that and you're fine. So I'm going to go ahead and close that out, minimize this, and we're back in action. So now you should be able to join your server. And the people that are joining need to enter your IP address. So to be clear, anyone joining needs to use your external IP address. You can let them join using that IP if you know them in person, or like if they're in the same house as you. But if you're giving this out and you're publicizing the server, you want to be doing the process that I just showed you on how to mask it. Okay? And so when people join your server, they don't want to join by using localhost. That it will not work, I promise you. Unless you're hosting the server, localhost will not work. So they want to be using the IP address or the masked IP that we created. Okay? So now I'm going to go over the read this first, because I know a lot of you guys don't read things, and I'm going to go over a lot of the common questions and problems that a lot of you guys had, because I've been doing server videos for about a year now, and I've collected all you guys' questions and I've compiled them into this. Now I know that there's going to be more questions than this, so I will continue to update the read this first as we go on. I can't put this in the description because it's too big for the description. It actually won't fit. So you're going to need to want to check your Minecraft server read this first. That's where it's going to be. So here we go. I'm going to go over this. I know I shouldn't, but I want to make sure you guys understand. So how do I stop the server? I've showed that in the video a lot of times. So here we go. Failed to bind port. This is a common problem, but there are many solutions. If you're using port map, then you probably entered the wrong IP or have closed the server the wrong time. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this for you guys. So I'm going to open up my server, start it up, and I'm going to show you the incorrect way, the wrong way to stop a server. You press the little X here and press close. That is wrong. Please don't do that. Now, if I try to start it up again, you should get failed to bind port. Although I didn't this time, I don't know why. It just says failed to bind port. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to open up, go back into your utilities folder. Let's find it, utilities, and you want to open up activity monitor, and you want to find Java. In my case, I actually don't have Java in here. Maybe it was something in the newest patch, but I cannot find Java in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and search it. No. But normally what you need to do is you find Java and you click quit process and you quit it. That will, and then you should be able to join your server again. When I click the start.command, it says I don't have permission. I've actually showed you this. You do the chmod thing. Port map says router incompatible. Okay, you can do it without port map. I've showed you how to do that, or you can use Hamachi. I have tons of videos on how to do that. Actually, just 3, but you're gonna need to it's just a pain. But if you can do it, you know, if you can't do it with any of this stuff, then you're gonna need to use Hamachi. It should work for you. And how do I start the server once I've stopped it? Pretty straightforward. You just double click on the start.command again. Does this cost money? No, I wouldn't give out free stuff, give pirate stuff to you guys. I would never do that. You need to buy the game or else I will not help you. I'm sorry. I'm not going to help you if you haven't purchased the game. This is for premium members only. Can I make more than one server? Of course you can. You can have this server, you can have server 2, but only one can be running at once, okay? So if you want to download my pre-made folder like 10 times, then that's fine. You can have 10 pre-made folders, but only one can be running at once. So you want different worlds for different friends of yours, that's fine. When I try to log in, it says bad login. Most of the time, it means you're trying to join when you're not a premium member. But I've had this happen to me, even though I have bought in the game. And I've Googled the problem, and it says that it's just something wrong with the Minecraft server software, and that they're trying to fix it. It might be fixed in the newest version. I don't know. They just didn't post any of that. So when I try to join, it says connection lost, end of stream. This usually appears when you're actually in the game and you try to stop the server, and it'll kick you because the server stopped. But it could be just a bug because you're trying to join. What I do is I just restart the server, restart Minecraft, and you're fine. If not, then you need to update your server to the newest version. I have a video on that. How do I restart the server? There is no restart. You just type stop, you stop it, and then you start it again. How do I delete a server? Simple. You just make sure it's stopped, and drag it to the trash. That's pretty much it. You cannot delete a server while it's on. Is this a virus? No. No! Outdated server? Well, I can show you how to do that. I have a video right there. Common question. I get this all the time. Why can't I do set spawn? Why can't I do, set home? You can't. I'm sorry. It just doesn't come with the normal Minecraft. You're going to need to get a bucket server, and that will allow you to do those commands, but you're going to also need plugins for that. I have a video on setting up a bucket server, and yeah, you should be fine with that video, but it's a different type of server, so you're going to need 2 separate server folders for the vanilla and the bucket. I can't break blocks. I've covered this. Yes, you can. You just need to move away from the spawn or make yourself an admin or OP. How do I make myself an admin or OP? Showed you how to do that. How do I change the difficulty? Okay, that's a legit question. So then you go into the server.properties, and you're going to want to change right here, difficulty equals 1. So that's easy. So if I want normal, 2, hard, 3, how do I change the game mode? Right here, 0 is survival, 1 is creative. So I don't think I need this anymore because it does work. I've tested it myself. Save. And I don't like my world. How do I get a new one? Pretty easy. So here's your world. Trash. It will generate a new one when you start it up again. How do I add or decrease the RAM? I've actually showed you that. And I cannot port forward. Here's how you do Hamachi. I am not explaining that. I've done like 10 videos on how to do that. Invalid server key. This hasn't happened to me in a long time, so I don't think you need this anymore. And right here are some instructions on how to do it, like step by step without me explaining it, because I know a lot of you guys don't want to listen to me. And here's some extra links if you need it. And yeah, that should be it for now. I think that is it. Now, what I'm going to do is in the description, there's going to be links to everything that I've talked about, everything, okay? If you can't find it, tell me. I will put it in the description. So you should have a lot of links in there. And also, I'm going to leave time at the end of this video just for some annotations that may fix your problems. So what I mean by that is, I may say, oh, you got to do this. Well, that will be all at the end, so I'll have like 5 seconds of blackness, so I can leave, so I can just add annotations as I need to fix your guys' problems. Also, please, if you have not watched this whole video, watch the whole video. Don't skip to the end, because I will not help you, because I answer all the problems in this video that I've gotten over the past year. Okay? And also, if you have any other problems, just go ahead and private message me. I'll usually answer, or send me a comment, but sometimes I don't get your comments. I don't know why. So make sure you guys just check the pre-made folder, and if it says it's been updated, then I will actually put next to it that I've updated the Q&A, because I get a lot of questions and I get a lot of answers. So yeah, so you just need to check this frequently if a new download comes out for it. So just go ahead and check. Guys, I think that's gonna about do it. I don't know anything else I can tell you right now. So I would really appreciate if you guys subscribed. I do a lot of these kind of videos, and it's probably one of the most popular things that I do is Minecraft server tutorials. Tell me how to do a mod installation. Tell me how to do this. Well, that's what I do for you guys, because I love to help you guys out. So I think that is going to do it. There isn't much more I can tell you. That's it. I'm hoping that you guys know how to make a server. Oh, and for all of you Windows guys out there, I know some of you guys are still on Windows and you're watching this. I will have a tutorial coming in the future. Maybe not soon, but in the future, maybe in the next month or so. So hold out, subscribe if you want to see it, and I would really appreciate if we can get this video to, a couple hundred likes. That would be awesome, and I will see you guys later. Bye. At the end of this video, I'm going to have links to some other videos that may help you. One of them will be how to update a server. One of them will be, how to make a server the regular way. And then my mystery video, in this case, it's not a mystery. It will be how to, it'll just be my Minecraft Let's Play and some of my Minecraft playthroughs, because I do a lot of them. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, there's going to be a few seconds of blackness at the end in case I need to put any annotations to remind you guys of stuff. So that's it. I really hope I helped you guys out, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.